Well, morning, everybody, and welcome to another day in the life of me, DJ Bretley. Well, it's official. Yours truly had some form of infection, pneumonia of some kind in his body, and is now on antibiotics. So, day 14 of being sick, or day 13 of being sick, or some shit like that, has gotten me into antibiotics and a visit to the doctor yesterday. Mirabelle did not have fun. Mirabelle does not like going to the doctor with Daddy, especially when Daddy's a crab ass. But anyway, we're back to another day in the life of DJ Bretley, and I've recently confirmed my gigs. I just can't announce my dates yet, but lacrosse, we're about to get twisted this summer. I did say to everyone, 2020 is going to be a better year than 2019 for the DJ Bretley experience. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'll be working my butt off to make that happen. Yesterday I had a nice meeting with a venue in downtown La Crosse, and it's happening. My first night there will be a post-wedding party where I've actually told the bridal party that I'm going to be DJing downtown right after your wedding, and it's only about 2 blocks from the wedding reception I will be at. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have my driver take my gear home, and I'm going to run my happy ass over onto the venue that I'll be DJing at. And not announcing it yet, but we're going to be getting twisted. Just kidding. But no, for real. After the wedding, I'm doing 22nd of February at the Charmont Hotel. We're all going to be going to party at the down the street from the venue. And that's how that's going to roll. So, something that's been coming up more and more in conversations with some of my DJ friends, and the person who got me into this, has it been 30 years? Jesus, Leroy. It's been 30 years. But who got me into this mess 30 years ago or so, and it's come up in conversation, is booking and being brought back by the venue you're working for. Now, one of the biggest things as a DJ, people really need to understand and realize is that first and foremost, we are there to complement the venue. First off. Second off, we are there to increase revenue for the venue. Oh, yes. That is, I had to put that up there. This is my wall of favorite posters. And please note, Dublin gets the biggest one. It is my favorite. That is one of the coolest gigs I have ever had DJing on the patio. Not gonna lie. But when we're talking about venues, and for example, repping venues, all of that, the venue is there in business to make money. First and foremost, any music venue, any bar, anyone who opens their door as a business to the general public is there to make a profit. That being said, when it goes hand in hand with booking, you need to consider as a DJ and entertainer what you are doing. Yes, we will. But you need to consider what you are doing as that entertainer, as that DJ, to increase the bar's revenue. Hearts, I cannot wait for St. Patrick's Day. I honestly cannot wait. That is going to be one of the longest days I have this year, actually. I have to be out of my mind. And you would think with pneumonia for now going on the 3rd time in a calendar year, I would slow down. So yes, I will be a little bit this year, but we'll get into that somewhere down the road. But in this conversation about booking, as I said, the venue is there to make money. If they don't make money, everything else they're doing is an exercise in futility. Therefore, some bars that I work out have at formats. Music formats. Some bars do not and give you an open format to do what you want. It's like DJing at a wedding, for example. There are X number of songs to DJ at a wedding. Don't stray from that. Don't go too far out from that, or you're going to upset or single out only X, Y, and Z group of an entire wedding party. So when you are at a venue, things you need to keep in mind as a DJ are people at that bar drinking? First and foremost. Now, one thing that will help you establish that is working the BPM curve. The BPM curve is when you start at 60, 50 BPM, shoot up to 120 to 150, crash back down. Now, when you work the BPM curve and you crash back down, don't go playing a hard banger. You're trying to get people to go back to the bar and drink. Therefore, you need to play what I like to call a B or a C song. Something that will keep people's heads bopping but won't make them want to drink. I have a lot of them, especially in this era, that are great songs. They just aren't dance songs. So, when you want to make people go back to the bar, you don't have to get on the mic, all right, it's shot time, bitches. No, you don't have to do that. Play a song that you know people will not dance to but still enjoy. Crash your floor. And on the other side of it, don't be scared to kill your dance floor. Unless you're somewhere where it's an open bar or a wedding, don't be scared to empty out your entire dance floor. Ever. However, make sure you know have the confidence in the back of your mind to build that dance floor back up. So if you put it down where there's 5 people on the floor and 300 people in the bar, get it rebuilt right away, but make sure those people are drinking. Be it a shot, be it a mixed drink. And also, you can, obviously as a DJ, 99% of the time are in the best position of anyone in any club to see what people are doing. Are they actually drinking? Or are they just standing there bopping their heads? If they're not doing what you want, you need to make them do what you want. For example, at a wedding, do you want everybody on the dance floor? All right, let's go at Cupid Shuffle. Boom. You have just packed your dance floor. The same is not applicable in a club by any means. The same is more applicable by like playing, for example, in a club situation or a college bar situation, there are several bangers to go through. Sean Paul's Temperature. Anytime people hear that, boom, 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 instant draw back to your dance floor. Hotel Room Service from Pitbull. Now, I'm only calling these 2 songs out in particular because they both come in at over 120 beats a minute. Sean Paul's Temperature is 125 BPM, and Hotel Room Service, I believe, is 128, but I always pump them both up to 130 BPM. I cheat a little. But the bar needs to make its money. So anything you can do to drive that. Now, as an entertainer as well, for one of the first things I will do, unless I already know them or I've been told don't use the microphone so much, I will walk to the bar. What are your drink specials tonight? For example, Tavern 129 in Winona, they have Tav 30. It's at 11:30 or 12:30, I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's when everything goes on sale for a crazy half-hour run right before close. Get that last pop in. Dooley's in Rochester, $2 domestics, $2 fireballs or something like that. No, I know it's not that exactly. I have it written down in my club notes. And that's from 10 to midnight. Anything you need to help people dance and encourage business. Otherwise, you're not doing your job as a DJ. And this goes into the other part of it, what I was referring to in the beginning of this all, booking. Again, when I bring up earlier parts of last year in DJ Dumbass, and there's a reason I'm doing this. It was a point of contention and conversation with me and this person that a club has to tell you why they don't rebook you. No, they don't. To be brutally, and this is coming from somebody who booked the Red Line Tap and Heartland Cafe in Chicago for almost 14 years. In addition to that, booked my own bands from, 1991 or 92? No, even before that. From the 90s into present. As a band or entertainer, you need to do your job or you're not going to come back. No venue is ever under that obligation to tell you, we're not going to bring you back. The only thing they're going to do probably is stop talking to you and answering your emails or your messages. Or they know it's your number on the phone. Oh, that's that schmuck. No, I'm not answering my phone. So in several ways, as an entertainer, check yourself every night. Question what you are doing. Go to the bartender. If you have any question about what you're doing at any venue, every bartender, every manager is there to help you help yourself. As much as you want to have a good night and see people shaking ass, they need to make their money, and they're going to tell you, hey, we want you to do this, this, and this. It's why, for example, I've been told by the boss man over at Dooley's, Tori, slow it down a little bit. You are pushing too hard. Let's bring them down. Even though I've played songs that are not bangers and people are drinking, I have a very hard tendency to push 120 some beats a minute for as long as I can. I have to think about it in the back of my head to slow it down and do this. So now more and more I pay attention to it very closely in addition to the mix of music I'm playing. But no venue is ever under any obligation to tell you that we don't want you back. Some, as a courtesy, might tell you something like that. But when it comes down to it, if you didn't do right by the club, you didn't make asses shake, you didn't sell drinks, why do you want to go back there? Honestly. And this was part of the rethought of my booking this year and where I wanted to be and where I wanted to go from 2019 into 2020. Having to contend with some issues early on last year, which I'd like to say I've pretty much maintained my silence throughout a year of getting bashed by these two. And that's just fine. I don't need to justify or talk about them in the manner they've done so to me. I will say for people on their Facebook pages that say I live by faith and do unto others, so to speak, it's a very poor example of living in the Christian faith, as I am a Roman Catholic. I don't project it very often, and I don't force my religious views upon anybody, but I do have them. I might post and talk a little shit here and there, but truly deep down, I was baptized a Roman Catholic, and when I go to meet my Maker, whatever that day may be, I would like to think I've done right in his eyes. So more and more, I don't bash. I don't talk shit about anyone if you have something to say. So, that being said, I had to deal with that over a certain period of time over the last couple of years. And now it's come full circle where I set my goals 2019 into 2020, leaving 2018. And I'd like to think to the best of my ability I've fulfilled my obligation to myself and what I set forth to do. Now, with the venues I'm working at, I check in with them. And what do you want out of me tonight? When I first walk in the door, anything I need to know, anything I need to announce. For example, when I was working, doing some nights over at City Sounds of Prairie du Chien, they were doing you text me, you win. And you'd win a drink or something from them if I picked your name from the text messages. When I did DJ at Chasers for New Year's Eve, the bar staff every hour on the hour had new shots. So they make the announcement, and then I would follow it up a little bit later. Don't forget, we would keep going back and forth. You need to make sure. Thank you, Cheryl. I really do appreciate that. But you need to make sure what you're doing is right by every venue you work at. And that's why I sat back and decided last year that I'm going to focus on a certain sound, a certain market, a certain style that fits what I am doing. And when you're selecting your gigs as a DJ, make sure you're doing the same. Take a look at what you want to do as an artist, an entertainer, or whatever you're calling it. And do right by who you're being booked by, first and foremost. Make sure you're driving sales to the bar. Make sure you're bringing heads in the door and not pushing them away. Pay attention to your dance floor. Some people think being a DJ or an entertainer is just a one-trick pony thing. I'm there to play music. No, you're not. You're there to cover or encompass the venue's entire entertainment scope for the evening. Think of the bigger picture. You're not just playing music. Once you get to that point and actually can think about that and let that soak into your head as an entertainer, now you're ready to take the next step. When I went back into the booth, and I've been doing this since Leroy started me at Medusa's in 1988 or 89, and I was just hanging out at the booth learning from him. I didn't have a really good grasp on all of that picture until I took a step back from the service industry in general. I kind of knew bits and pieces of it, but I needed the full scope. And I will not argue in any way, shape, or form. The Marcus brothers, who were the former owners of Legends and the Twisted Moose here in La Crosse, really brought that thought process back out in me. Because my first few nights back in the booth at Legends, when I was there, honest to God, because I didn't know the music well enough, I didn't know modern technology, the computer deck and all that, I had a huge learning curve to overcome. So I was just happy like, oh shit, the entire floor was packed all night. I've done my job. Our sales sucked tonight, so I didn't do my job. Now I have to look at that. You need, as an entertainer, or basically as a DJ, let's just leave it at that. You need to have your focus to be good for the venue. And that's how you maintain and keep getting booked. Always touch base. Think about what you're doing every time you touch your deck, when you walk in the club. And most importantly, think about your guest interaction. When people come up to you for requests, no, I don't play that. No, there's certain things you have to keep in mind. Now, I'm a DJ. I will never, I'll take that back. It's a very rare occasion that I will ever play a song more than once in a night. Being single, you might get away with that on me if it's your birthday or something like that. But I try to stay away from playing the same artist or the same song twice in a night. To me, personally, it's very, very tacky. And it's disrespectful to anybody who's already been sitting in the bar and heard that song already. Sorry, that's just my personal opinion, and like my asshole, it probably stinks. Anyway, keep all that in mind when you go to entertain. And hopefully, your nights will improve. And always take criticism. Take it well. Because especially from your friends and those who have hired you, venues, etc., those are the people that you need to really consider. On that note, I've got some more booking work to do today. And other thoughts and whatnot I have to get through doing before Mira gets out of school in half an hour. Yep, so school comes back packed. And let's have some fun, everybody.